Christina, this looks quite good. For the most part, the colors you're pointing to are the ones you have. Let's take a look at analogous. Your analogous harmony itself is okay. However, the green you point to is a yellow green, and I think the green you've used is a cooler one. Looking at tetrad, well, the colors need to be 6 steps apart. So that needs some adjusting. I do like this design though, and I wonder what it'd be like if that central tree-like motif was layered pinwheel style. So say the orange overlaps the light green and the light green overlaps the peach and the peach overlaps the green and the green overlaps the orange. I think you can see what I'm saying. It takes a little ingenuity to get that, but you could do it. And I'm wondering generally whether this braided design in the corner could go clear off the page on either side. Notice how in tetrad the magenta or the reddish braid kind of disappears, so that'd be something to juggle. Hi, Lakia, this looks pretty good. The only place I can see colors not matching precisely is in complementary, and that is a subtle matter. The green that some of these tones of green come from is actually a yellow green. I was thinking about this design, and it occurs to me that you could take the design and paste it on top of itself, then shrink the interior image and kind of have two rings of stars and spirals. In fact, you could take the outer ring and rotate it so that the colors alternated. Also, I'd like you to look at the possibility of changing stroke color. Hi, Tanya. It seems to me that you've made 4 different designs, which is actually more work than is necessary. I particularly like the layout for the analogous one. Analogous colors are okay, but you should be giving us a color wheel where you point to the very colors you have used in your design. When I looked at tetrad, well, it seems like you've used similar colors. However, the green that you have is more of a cyan green. With complementary, I can see right away that you won't have a violet opposite a yellow green on the digital color wheels, so those colors don't quite fit. Also, there are a couple of imperfections in this particular design, it appears. Looking at triad, well, this might be right, but golly, it sure would help us if we could see the proper colors pointed to on a color wheel. And magenta, cyan, and yellow are triad, but are these? It will help us to know, to see on the color wheel. And with your final project in week 6, assignment 1, please be sure to include a color wheel with pointers in the margin for us. Tiffany, your color sets look pretty good, but to be absolutely sure, I'd really like to see the color wheels with pointers, and maybe you were trying to submit that. It seems as though you had some trouble with the file. With triad especially, I'd like to see colors pointed to on a wheel. This design is kind of fun. It's sort of like a patchwork quilt, and then there's this atom sign. It's an interesting merging of sort of quaint countrified design with science, perhaps. One thing I'd like you to concentrate on as you advance this design is that inner wavy circle could be more prominent. It gets lost in almost every version here. Well, hi, Althea. I'm glad you got color wheels in here, but the color wheels should prove your color harmony and the artwork. And while the colors pointed to agree with the titles given, I'm not seeing the same colors in your harmony. For example, in split complementary, you have not limited your design to the blue, orange, red, and yellow. In monochromatic, we'd have to see all different versions of just that red-orange color. Analogous actually looks quite good. I'd say you could also point to orange in that case. With complementary, well, all it takes is looking to know that you've got a lot more than just those 2 complementary colors. So here's what. With assignment 1 in week 6, please be sure to include a color wheel pointing to the appropriate colors and title your harmony. Put that color wheel in the margin like you did here. Okay. Well, hi, Robin. You're kind of like Tanya, giving us 4 different designs for each of these. Most people just did one, which is what the assignment was asking for. I see you've had a chance to play. You know, I feel like with the different variations here, the one that's most dramatic and definitive is the monochromatic one. Um, Now, color harmonies wise, well, let's see. I want to zero in on complementary. You know, complements have to be exactly opposite one another on the color wheel. And I don't think you've been very precise with your pointers here. But even when we do take a look at things, well, you need to have the blue by the B to have a complement for yellow, and that is not the same blue that's in your composition. Now, looking at tetrad, well, you know, the colors for a tetrad, they have to be 6 steps apart, all of them. So, I think that for the most part, the colors you're pointing to on the wheel are the ones you use. The one exception is your blue. Your blue is more of a blue cyan than what you point to, but the colors are 6 steps apart. So I want you to be sure to put a color wheel in the margin of your final project. That's week 6, assignment 1. And point to the proper colors, title your harmony. So I know you've got this.